This is the second part of our lesson on lines and transformations. So we started with the question, a line passes through the points -3, -2, and 9 and 2. We calculated the slope, we calculated the y-intercept, and we found our equation. So we are now going to do part D, which asks us to graph that line on the grid. So when we are graphing a line using our slope and our y-intercept, I always like to write them down, although we do have them a little higher up on our page. So we always start with the y-intercept, which is -1. So on the y-axis, that's the vertical one that goes up and down, we are going to find -1, which is down here. All right, for the slope is 1/3. So our slope is delta y over delta x. So what this is telling me is that the y value is going up 1 and our x value is going up 3. So we're going to go up 1 on the y, and then if we're adding 3 onto our x, we're going to move to the right 3. So from that y-intercept, we are going to go 1 square up and then 3 squares to the right, and we are going to make the next point on our line. And then we do it again. We're going to go 1 square up and then 3 squares to the right, make a point. 1 square up, 3 squares to the right, make a point. Keep going until we run out of grid space. Okay. I would now like to go in the opposite direction, so you can either reverse the slope or turn your page upside down and then keep going 1 square up and then 3 squares over, and repeat that until you get to the other side of the grid. Okay. Once I have all of my points plotted on my grid, I am going to draw a line. So you want to use a ruler or some type of straight edge. I have a ruler. So we want our line to go from one side of the grid to the other, and it should have arrows on the ends. There's my line. There's a follow-up question that asks, is this line increasing or decreasing? So increasing means the line is going up from left to right. Decreasing means our line is going down from left to right. I notice as I go from left to right, my line is definitely going up, so I would say that it is increasing. Okay, part F is the new part for today. Everything else we've done is just practice of the skills we've been learning. But this part is the transformation part of our lesson. So it says, move the original line up 6. So to move my line up 6, what I'm going to do is take each individual point that I have on my line, and I'm going to move it 6 squares up. So I'm going to start with this point here, and I'm going to move up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squares straight up, and I'm going to make a new point. And then I'm going to take this point and we're going to move it 6 squares straight up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's my new point. We're going to move this one up 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to keep going. We're going to take every one of these points and move them 6 squares up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do the y-intercept. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we have another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I took every single point on that line and I moved it 6 squares up. And then I am going to draw a line. Make sure it goes from one side of the grid to the other, and we put arrows on the end. Okay, so then from here it says, state the x-intercept, y-intercept, slope, and equation. So unfortunately, the x-intercept didn't end up on the graph, so we'll come back to that one. Let's start with the y-intercept. So we are doing it for the new line that we just did. So my y-intercept is where it crosses the y-axis, which is here at 5. So it has a y-intercept of 5, or the point 0 and 5. The slope. So slope is delta y over delta x. When I have a graph on a grid, all I need to do is try to figure out how are we getting from one point to the next. So I notice we are going 1 square up and 3 squares over. So I went 1 square up and 3 squares over. So we're going up 1 and over 3. That does not need to be reduced. 1 does not divide evenly by 3, so I'm just going to leave it as 1/3. And then our equation would be y equals our slope, so 1/3, and then x, and then plus b, which is 5. Now, the x-intercept I cannot see on my graph because it's a little bit off, and that was poor planning on my part. But I'm going to see if we can maybe try to figure out where we think it would be if we extended our line back a little bit further. So I notice that as we go forward, we're going up 1 over 3, up 1 over 3. So if we're coming backwards, we're going down 1 over 3. So here I would come down 1 and then over 1, 2, 3. And then that's where that x-intercept should be. So my last number is -12. So this would be -13, -14, and then -15. So our x-intercept is actually at -15. Oops, wrong color. Sorry, I should use an A, not an X, because A is the letter we use for our x-intercept. There we go. So I have A equals -15. All right, so all I did was I just followed the pattern and we were really close. Okay, so I will encourage you to do the next question. So question number 2 is just like the one we just did, but it's new points, right? But it's all the same questions. You're going to graph. You're going to answer all the questions, and then in the next video we'll check in to make sure we got the right answers, and then we'll do the next part.